Bhagat Singh was born in 1907 in Punjab, India. His birth took place in a small village called Banga, which is now in Pakistan. From a very young age, Bhagat Singh was exposed to the harsh realities of British colonial rule. His family was deeply involved in the freedom struggle, and this had a profound impact on him. This was a time of great unrest. The Indian subcontinent was simmering with discontent as people from all walks of life began to rise against the oppressive British regime. Protests, strikes, and acts of civil disobedience were becoming increasingly common. India was under British rule, and the colonial government was ruthless in its exploitation and suppression of the Indian people. The British imposed heavy taxes, seized lands, and brutally suppressed any form of dissent. Bhagat Singh's family were Sikhs. They were known for their bravery and their commitment to justice. His father, Kishan Singh, and his uncles were actively involved in the freedom movement, which meant that young Bhagat was constantly surrounded by stories of heroism and sacrifice. They believed in fighting for justice. The Sikh community had a long history of standing up against oppression, and this spirit of resistance was deeply ingrained in Bhagat Singh from an early age. Young Bhagat grew up in a home filled with these values. His family instilled in him a sense of duty towards his country and a burning desire to see India free from foreign rule. He saw the injustice faced by his people. The sight of British soldiers mistreating Indian villagers left a lasting impression on him. He couldn't stand the humiliation and suffering that his fellow countrymen had to endure. This ignited a fire in his heart. Bhagat Singh was determined to do something about it. He couldn't just stand by and watch as his people suffered. He yearned for a free India, the idea of an independent nation where people could live with dignity and self-respect became his driving force. Bhagat Singh was a bright student. He loved to read. His thirst for knowledge was insatiable, and he spent countless hours in libraries, devouring books on history, politics, and revolutionary movements. He was influenced by revolutionary thinkers. The writings of Karl Marx, Vladimir Lenin, and other revolutionary leaders inspired him and shaped his worldview. He read about freedom struggles across the world. The stories of the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the Russian Revolution fascinated him and gave him hope that India too could achieve independence. He was drawn to ideas of equality and self-determination. The principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity resonated deeply with him, and he dreamed of a society where everyone had equal rights and opportunities. Bhagat Singh couldn't ignore the plight of his people. The more he read and learned, the more he realized that he had to take action. He couldn't remain a passive observer while his countrymen suffered. He knew he had to act. The fire in his heart grew stronger, and he resolved to dedicate his life to the cause of India's freedom. He decided to dedicate his life to freeing India from British rule. Bhagat Singh's early life was marked by a deep sense of purpose and an unwavering commitment to justice, which would eventually make him one of India's most revered freedom fighters. At a young age, Bhagat Singh joined the fight for freedom. He was drawn to groups that believed in complete independence. He didn't just want small changes, he wanted India to be free from British control. He joined the Hindustan Republican Association, or HRA. This group was full of young revolutionaries who shared his passion. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919 deeply affected him. This event, where British troops fired upon unarmed Indians, fueled his resolve. It showed the brutality of the British Raj. Bhagat Singh knew he had to fight back. He became more determined to overthrow British rule. He was ready to sacrifice everything for his country. Bhagat Singh believed in action. He was not content with merely discussing the injustices faced by his countrymen. He felt a deep sense of urgency to act and make a tangible difference. He didn't just talk about change, he wanted to make things happen. His speeches were filled with passion and conviction, inspiring many to join the cause for freedom. He felt that the British government only understood force. The oppressive regime had little regard for peaceful protests and negotiations. Bhagat Singh believed that more drastic measures were necessary to make the British authorities take notice. He planned and participated in several acts of defiance. These were not random acts of violence but carefully thought-out strategies aimed at challenging the British rule and igniting a spirit of rebellion among the masses. These acts were meant to shake the British Empire. Bhagat Singh and his comrades wanted to send a clear message that the Indian people would no longer tolerate subjugation and exploitation. In 1928, Bhagat Singh and his comrades assassinated a British police officer, John Saunders. This was a bold and calculated move intended to avenge the death of Lala Lajpat Rai and to strike fear into the hearts of the British officials. They mistook him for the official responsible for the death of Lala Lajpat Rai, a prominent leader. Lala Lajpat Rai's death had deeply affected Bhagat Singh, fueling his determination to fight against the British rule. The following year, he and Batukeshwar Dutt threw bombs in the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. This act was not meant to cause mass casualties but to make a powerful statement against the oppressive laws being imposed on the Indian people. They did this to protest against unfair laws. The bombs were a symbolic gesture, meant to awaken the consciousness of the Indian populace and to draw international attention to their plight. They didn't want to hurt anyone. They wanted to make their voices heard. Their aim was to disrupt the status quo and to challenge the legitimacy of the British rule in India. These acts showcased his courage and commitment to the cause. Bhagat Singh's legacy continues to inspire generations, reminding us of the power of determined and courageous action in the face of oppression. Bhagat Singh was more than just a revolutionary. He was a thinker and a writer. He wrote passionately about his beliefs. He wanted to awaken people's minds. He knew that true freedom came from within. He wrote about the need for complete independence. He argued that India should be free to govern itself. He believed in socialism. He wanted a society where everyone was treated equally. His writings inspired many. He urged people to fight for their rights. He encouraged them to question authority. His words were powerful. They resonated with the youth of India. His ideas continue to influence people today. His writings are a testament to his vision for a free and just India. Bhagat Singh's actions came with a price. He was arrested for his involvement in the assembly bombing. The British authorities saw him as a significant threat to their rule in India. His arrest was not just a capture of a man, but an attempt to stifle a growing movement that was gaining momentum across the country. He used the trial as a platform. He spoke out against British rule. In the courtroom, Bhagat Singh was not just a defendant. He was a voice for millions of Indians who were yearning for freedom. His eloquence and passion turned the trial into a stage for his revolutionary ideas. He turned his trial into a public spectacle. He wanted everyone to hear his message of resistance. Newspapers covered his statements extensively, and his words resonated far beyond the walls of the courtroom. His defiance inspired many to join the struggle for independence. He went on a hunger strike in prison. He demanded better conditions for Indian prisoners. The hunger strike lasted for weeks, drawing attention to the inhumane treatment of political prisoners. His determination and sacrifice highlighted the brutal reality of colonial oppression. His spirit remained unbroken. He continued to write and read in prison. Bhagat Singh used his time behind bars to further educate himself and refine his revolutionary ideas. His writings from prison became a source of inspiration for future generations. He saw his time behind bars as an opportunity to further his ideals. On March 23, 1931, Bhagat Singh was hanged along with his comrades, Rajguru and Sukhdev. Their execution was meant to be a warning to others, but it only fueled the fire of resistance. He was only 23 years old. His execution sparked outrage across India. The news of his death spread like wildfire, igniting protests and demonstrations. People from all walks of life came together to mourn and honor his sacrifice. It turned him into a martyr for the freedom movement. Bhagat Singh's legacy lived on, inspiring countless others to continue the fight for independence. His life and death became a symbol of the unyielding spirit of the Indian people in their quest for freedom. Bhagat Singh's death was a turning point. He became a symbol of sacrifice. His name became synonymous with courage and patriotism. His image became an inspiration for millions. People across India were deeply moved by his sacrifice. They were inspired by his unwavering spirit. He became a powerful symbol of resistance. His life and death showed the world the lengths to which Indians were willing to go for freedom. His legacy continues to inspire generations of Indians. He is remembered for his courage, his ideals, and his unwavering commitment to a free India. Bhagat Singh's ideas had a profound impact on India's freedom struggle. His revolutionary spirit resonated with the youth. He inspired countless others to join the fight for independence. His emphasis on complete independence struck a chord. It moved away from demands for dominion status. It pushed for complete self-rule. His writings and speeches ignited a fire in the hearts of many. They joined the struggle with renewed vigor. His sacrifice fueled the flames of the freedom movement. His name became a rallying cry for those seeking independence. His influence on the movement was significant and enduring. Bhagat Singh's legacy extends far beyond the Indian independence movement. His ideas and sacrifices continue to resonate with people today. His life story continues to inspire generations of Indians. He is seen as a symbol of courage, conviction, and selflessness. His message of social justice remains relevant. His call for equality and freedom from oppression still holds true. His life is a reminder of the importance of fighting for what is right. He is a beacon for those struggling against injustice. His ideas continue to inspire people to fight for a better world. Bhagat Singh's life was short but impactful. He left an indelible mark on India's history. He is remembered as a fearless revolutionary. He is celebrated as a national hero. His story is a testament to the power of one person's beliefs. He showed the world that even a young person can make a difference. His legacy continues to inspire people worldwide. He is a symbol of resistance against oppression. His name will forever be etched in the annals of history. He will be remembered as a true son of India. His spirit of revolution lives on.